Welcome back to the Butter Boys Podcast. Information smoothened for your ears.
Welcome back, everyone. It has been quite some time since the last episode. What was the last episode again? Oh, yeah. We failed at recording an episode about social anxiety and awkward situations. So it's pretty awkward how long it's been.
Kofi let the file corrupt because he left it sitting out too long.
Yeah, it's corroded like cheese.
Got mold.
Yeah, that's how digital signals work. But yeah, we're back, and today's topic is a pretty esoteric one. It's about the future.
Explain to the common folk what that means.
It means events unfolded before our time.
Before our time?
After our time.
Well,
Kofi, cut that out.
Before, yeah, actually. Well, because it depends on, like, from what vantage point you're talking.
Future.
Before our time. Yeah.
Future is after.
Before. After.
Present is now.
Before.
Future is now.
The
Before
past is irrelevant.
As in before, like, before our time. Like,
Are we in the future, Kofi? Do you think we are in the future?
every moment is the future.
Dude, but every moment is also the past.
Yeah. So it's almost like you're constantly in, like, this state of, like,
Flux compassion.
yeah, I don't even know. But, like, yeah, when I say before, I'm meaning, like, before as in front. Like,
One
I'm
up to the
standing
side.
before a wall.
That's kind of
Before a wall.
it's kind of a weird thinking on it that the future is always in front of us. Could be to the side
Or to the left.
I think that would usually be,
or
like,
up
alternate. I think,
or down.
because, like, depending on who you ask, sometimes the future can be, like, alternate,
Is
dimensions.
time the fourth dimension, Kofi?
It's commonly considered it.
So aren't we living in the fourth dimension?
We'd have to consult a physicist to see what they have to say about that. But, I mean, for all intents and purposes, because it honestly doesn't matter what it is. Like, we experience time,
Doesn't matter.
and it's like you age and you will die. And a lot of it has to do with gravity, strangely enough. But, yeah, the future is actually a really
So you're
interesting
telling
concept.
me if we got rid of gravity, we wouldn't die?
It's a common theory that whoever controls gravity controls fate itself.
By whom?
I've heard it.
So you're telling me the thicker you are, the more mass you can accumulate.
Yes.
When you can accumulate your own gravitational pool,
Yes.
you can control life or death.
Yes.
Well, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go now, guys.
Goodbye, Ian.
I'm gonna become. I'm gonna become the thick one
Dude, what would you...
for life.
What would happen if you did start getting thicker?
What do you think from the events that we see now? What will they cause in the future?
I feel like Kanye West is going to become the president just for the sake of meme culture.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. I could definitely see, like, memes becoming sort of...
I
like,
am a president!
Ha!
yeah, and everyone just, like, falls in line and says, we vote. Like, I feel like...
Power!
I feel like memes are just gonna become, like, even more, like, out there. And people are just... Because, like, I feel like nowadays kids... And I hate to sound like that person.
Stupid.
But, like, nowadays kids, I feel like they don't really
Dumb.
take a whole lot seriously, and they think everything is
Worst
just a meme.
generation.
Like, literally, I was walking, like, so our parents came back from, like, out of town, from a trip out of town, and we got their luggage and stuff. And, like, there was this little brat behind me that was, like, just, like, yelling to high heaven and, like, literally shouted, "Bomb!" in an airport. Like, you edgelord, shut up. Like, you're not cool. But I feel like a lot of them just think that it's just a meme. I can just do whatever I want. No consequences to what I say. Until, like, they end up getting, like, beat up in an alley somewhere or arrested for doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Kofi, you just need to realize that it's just a prank, bro.
Just
It is
a prank.
epic.
Does that still happen?
Thing.
Are prank videos still like a big thing?
No, they died out. they died out after every one of them was fake
That's
and
good.
stupid, and all the pranksters were like sociopathic freak lords, and they all probably like overdosed on pranks.
Overdosed on pranks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I think that because oftentimes the future is like depicted as something incredibly negative, which is completely understandable.
Well, if you look at the Jetsons, they get it going on pretty well.
That was pretty ideal.
But yeah, the next generation
black people,
is doomed. Is that where we all agree on that? Yep.
Yeah, for the most
I
part.
think so.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if Viking culture got a resurgence.
Well,
I think that would
it
be
never really ended if you ever went to.
I'm talking about like getting on boats and going like across the ocean to go pillage like cathedrals and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean
I think that would be
they still do that on a lesser scale, but yeah, that does need to happen again. I've been thinking. I think with all of the automated ways of life that we have now, social media, self-driving cars, everything just being handed to us like it's starting to feel like we're living in the movie WALL-E. And I feel like with how people are getting unhappy at social media and stuff like YouTube and Twitter, Facebook, everything, what have you, because it's all prying into their lives. They're all just based. I mean, literally everybody that's anyone with influence is just some corporate scam sort of person. I mean, what the heck is an influencer? How are we letting that pass as a real form of work?
I mean, like, what do they even do?
I'm an influencer?
What do you do?
influence.
They
influence
influence
dude.
people to buy products.
Like, you're literally just a corporate slave.
The
Just a armor you're just there to like serve their needs.
A paid sellout, yeah.
It's like,
We can agree on that, yeah.
I mean, you don't have it. Like, what talents do you actually have?
None. Basically, they're
maybe
born.
business
They're
skills,
born,
I
well off and beautiful, and because of some influence that they have already, they can gain more influence, and because they have more influence, that means that they can be a living advertisement. So that's what's happening.
That's
But-
soul crushing.
What I was gonna say is I think that there might be a point in the near future if this generation is going the way it is, where we have a mass exodus of people from social media and the likes leaving because it stinks. And I think that will be devastating for the world economy. Because if all these crazy, kooky young people are like, ugh, I don't want this anymore. It's lame. I'm tired of posting pictures. I want to ride a bike. Hard to think about, but eventually that human aspect is gonna come out, and we're gonna think, ooh, this is unnatural. I don't like being watched. I don't like pressing buttons anymore. I wanna eat a carrot. Stuff like that is gonna kick in our brains, and I think we're gonna have a big revolution eventually.
Like the French.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think the complete opposite is going to happen.
Oh!
I actually
People are
don't
going to
think that.
continue to use social media because it's convenient. New forms are going to form, and they're just going to continue to do the terrible things that they're doing now because corporations have no
Well, yeah, I was gonna say
limitations.
that too.
And they're literally just going because we've bought into the whole scheme. Like, we have social media.
It's boat, but yeah.
No, like we've
boat.
into the scheme ourselves. But I mean, like, if any of us really cared, we'd chuck all of our phones into the river and start living like hunter gatherers. But
I would
we're
do
not
that.
going to do that. I'm certainly not going
I
to do
would-
that
I would do
because
that, yeah.
the convenience of modernity is just too enticing.
Yeah, I don't know that word.
And we're just like, you know what? Why not? Why not just let corporations control everything?
This is an age of convenience.
It is, and also just exploitation.
And convenience.
Exploitation
I don't
because
have
of
to
the
leave my
convenience.
house to stinking eat.
Exactly.
I don't even have to put anything in my mouth to eat in a couple years.
We're all gonna photosynthesize. It's gonna be great.
It'll be like that machine Sandy made when SpongeBob and them went to Atlantis, where she shoots a beam with the stuff and it goes into her tummy.
Yeah.
You don't think it's gonna be like, you know how like common dogs were bred down from wolves?
Yeah.
Eventually humans, the sissy lily-livered people that they are now.
The betas.
Beta humans that live now aren't gonna have that natural, like like bark chewing.
That primal instinct.
Yeah, primal person inside them want to go, like build a boat and pillage, like Micah said.
But the thing with that is that we got here because of humans. Like it was. We got from just
we're
like
destroying ourselves because of humans as well.
Yeah, like we're just a self-destructive people. Like we develop things that are beneficial at a point, and then they go back on us. But what are you gonna do? Like we got ourselves here. We went from throwing sticks to building castles, to building planes, and to building little pocket computers, and all of them had trade-offs.
You ever
if
think
worse
about
comes to worse, we could always sink and release the kaiju.
Yeah, do
That'd
that.
be pretty-
Just wipe
yeah.
everyone out. Godzilla proved it was the right thing to do because plants grow back, right?
Yeah. You ever think about how many like wars were fought over like ideals and stuff?
Oh, all of them.
Like just even in the last century, and
All of
you
the
know like
wars.
how many people died for the future of humanity, and then you go and look today and we have like stinking influencers being a real thing. Like millions of people died so that the people that would give birth to influencers.
Can you name a particular war?
Let's say the Vietnam War.
You've been obsessed with that thing.
Yeah.
This dude's been watching a bunch of like Netflix documentaries
Yep.
with the Vietnam War.
Yep.
What do you love about them so much?
Well, it just shows you how far we've come since the 60s, and how that war didn't even need to happen at all. And
Didn't.
millions died
Yeah.
for no reason.
So many people on the street now.
And you know what? I'm saying it now. The people that lived were the ones that gave birth to influencers. And, that's just a sad reality.
Are you saying the wrong people died during the Vietnam War?
If they
Take a
didn't die,
take
they
a step back.
birthed influences just as the same.
You guys go ahead. Talk about your bleak futures.
What do you think is gonna happen in the future, Nana?
I don't know, man. I feel like
Nana's gonna learn to get closer to the mic.
people, I don't know. I don't really think about that too much, but I just feel like where the people are going, especially with like how like they're raising their kids, and how a lot of the individuals are becoming, I don't want to say sensitive, but
They are.
for the most, but the thing is like, what is really being sensitive? Because like I'm basing it off of how I was raised, and I'm comparing it to like how other people were raised, and it just feel like people are becoming too quick for like outrage culture. Like
Yep.
people are becoming so quick to be like, I'm upset about this, I'm upset about that,
Canceled.
and like cancel culture, and people are
Canceled.
quick to just
Butterboys is
to
canceled.
end things.
We would be a podcast.
And
Probably
it's-
will
and
get
it's- and I feel like
canceled,
it's because of the way
See what
like
they did in 2012? Look at this tweet.
I don't know. I'm concerned, but I'm also like not concerned because, I don't know. The future is gonna happen whether you like it or not. And
Sure he is.
You just gotta deal with it. You just take it every day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that a lot of the people in the future will become even just more sensitive, and people are going to be more quick for outrage. And that's going to lead to a lot of problems, because when someone doesn't get what they want, or they see something that they're offended by, they're going to retaliate, and that's going to cause a lot of issues. Who knows? That might cause a war. We don't know.
I see what you're saying, Nana, and it's pretty clear to me the solution to what you're talking about. We just need to devise a plan to stop the future from coming. As long as that stuff just doesn't happen, then we don't have to worry about it.
So we
need to stop time.
I don't know. But that's just my thought on the future and what.
So yeah, I don't think we'll have a future of like flying cars and time machines and whatnot and stuff like that. I think it'll be more apps being developed and more like self-driving cars and stuff. But I don't think like the big stuff. I don't know. I don't see that too close from now. I mean, like, we have been, advancing technology like crazy over the past 100 years, like exponentially so. But I feel like, unfortunately, that was the generation that wanted to do stuff. Now we're at the generation that waits for stuff to happen. And, I think our generation's too lazy to do anything like that. Yep.
I feel, because, like, for the most part, I mean, because the people that are, I feel like a lot of the innovations that came about in the olden days, if you can call, like, the 1960s olden, but, like, it was, like, mainly, like, NASA and friends that were, like, driving a lot of, like, technology forward. But I feel like NASA's kind of just, like, not doing as much innovation. Well, obviously they are, but, like, we just haven't seen it a whole lot. But, like, it just doesn't seem like we're reaping as much benefits from, like, space as we could. I mean, like, we're sending, like, two people to the moon pretty soon. But it's like, think about, I mean, the time between the first man on the moon until now, like, they've done nothing special with the moon, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have, like, built an entire base, started mining for, like, resources. That could have, like, helped everyone on the ground,
lazy,
but they just
honestly.
never did it.
Gone to visit a few times.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone to visit a few times, but
See
it's
if
like...
they've got any sugar they can borrow.
But, like,
There's no oil up there.
What
We
do you
don't need to
it
go
for?
up there.
It's just a big rock. We don't even need it. Mars, that's the real stuff.
Yeah, and we need to start going to Mars. Like, we need to start exploring moons. And, of course,
Honestly, people need to start listening to that Elon Musk guy.
He's funny.
Honestly, like, the man needs his
He needs
voice.
his attention.
He needs his voice to be heard. Stinkin', if you're listening to this, please go check out Elon Musk
Did you hear about Elon Musk?
and his startup company.
Did you know?
he's dating Grimes.
That's incredible information. Thank you.
But yeah,
He's like a man that could literally build a nuke if he wanted to.
Yeah, he really could.
And
He's like Tony Stark.
He really is, but he seems a bit more smarmy than he. But I don't really know that much about Elon Musk. But I do feel like, I mean, technology, you can never really make a very good, I mean, like, because it seems like our generation's kind of lazy, but I mean, there's tons of smart kids doing, like, actual stuff that is, like, pretty brilliant. Name
one thing, Kofi.
the lady
this
that
generation's useless. Go ahead, name one thing.
the one lady that sort of, like, helped with, like, imaging the first black hole. Like, I mean, that was a pretty, like, fantastic feat.
What? It was one lady.
Obviously, it was a team, but, like, she spearheaded
Yeah.
it. Like, it was, like, I mean, that's, like, something that's amazing, and, like, you can learn a lot from just that one image, and the innovation.
Put up a picture of the black hole.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, it's like a little dingy image, but I mean, like, you can learn so much from that. Just, like, and whatever comes from that is gonna be pretty epic, I think. Because, like, I don't look at the future as, like, this incredibly, like, I don't look at it as, like, a complete dystopia. I look at it more as, like, a half and half, right? You got, like, extreme poverty on one end, but you have, like, ridiculous, like, benefits on the other, and it's just sort of like a what's the word Nana used many a podcast ago? Bricolage, just like chaos or whatever.
Stinkalithic.
Yeah, just like a bunch of stuff coming together, and it's super complicated and murky, and no one really knows where it's gonna head until it happens.
Yeah.
That's the difficult part about the future, because like every action you take may or may not influence the events that occur, and you're just sort of like in limbo, in
Man.
existential dread, fearing the next thing that comes at you.
I have noticed. I told Nana earlier because we saw like one of those ads for like the new whatever car that like sees when there's something in front of you and then like does the brakes for you. It seems like with each like year of like newer cars that's coming out, people just have to be less and less competent drivers to actually drive. Seems like there's less required of you than ever before.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just gonna increase. It's
Why
going to get to the point
car
where
insurance still is so expensive.
it's going to get to the point where you can just get your license at 12 because you don't really need any.
Yeah.
You don't need an IQ higher than 11 to get where you need to go.
Still got to drink at 21 though.
Yeah.
Even though,
But don't worry, you can sign up for the army at 18,
And there's definitely drinking on those bases.
and you can get a gun. You can get a gun at 18 as well.
Yeah,
That'll.
that's wonderful.
That's good. That's
Future's
good. That's
great.
good stuff.
Future's bright, guys.
What do you guys think the next big war is going to be?
Ooh.
Like I said, outrage. Someone's gonna post something on Twitter that's gonna offend like 10 people, and then those people are gonna have a convincing argument, and then
they're
their
gonna
followers are gonna
assassinate
be
an
like, "Yeah, I agree,"
archduke.
and then agree with them, and then everybody's gonna have. It's gonna probably be something stupid, like
Wars used to be started when like political officials got
Yeah.
assassinated and stuff, but now do you think the next big one is going to break out because like this group of people's favorite artists didn't get a Grammy?
Will Smith actually did some. wrong
Jaden
things
Smith's
to
album
women,
didn't
and
reach
then-
number 1. And then the next thing you know, stinking all of Ghana is up in flames. Literally.
Whoa.
Specifically Ghana.
Listen, man, you don't like my country?
No, it's just the first one I thought of.
Yeah, because you don't like it.
Yeah.
I think because with like war and stuff, I feel like wars actually are just like gonna get like more, like they're just gonna be like little like
Little
pockets,
battles.
yeah,
Skirmishes.
little battle skirmishes happening around the world that last for like years upon years upon years upon years, like because that's like kind of the trend that wars have taken. Before, like you had entire nations fighting each other for like supremacy of the domain, and like all this stuff and like using dragons and whatever. But like now it's just sort of
The
Hey.
Dragons have made a comeback, guys.
yeah, like but now it's sort of like, oh, this little group over here is blowing people up, so we got to send our troops over there to help out and to eradicate this scourge, and then they get their allies together, just like little battles happening that never really let up. But I will push back on the idea that outrage culture will lead to a war.
Go ahead.
I think it's like,
Pop off.
I mean, because like wars like always have like this, they're always like there's always more to the picture, and like I feel that the stuff that happens on Twitter, unless it's dealing with like actual governmental officials, like it's way too trivial for like people to like pick up arms and like start shooting
Well,
people up.
you think eventually all wars will
funny.
just be digital?
That would be actually kind of.
No, I'm
That'd be
saying
terrible,
though they need to
actually.
make a new classic war so Call of Duty has something to base something on in 20 years.
I feel like I think Twitter might actually like either get deleted, like they might just like shut it down, or
It'd be pretty funny.
People are just gonna like not be on Twitter anymore. Like I
That's
often
what I
wonder
was
like
saying.
what is because like Instagram has like kind of definitely like taken
Supremacy.
like over like social media, and you know
'Cause
Twitter
like that
and Twitter
corporate
has
backing.
like and Twitter's like a close second. So I wonder like if eventually Instagram is going to have a shelf life. Like when, I don't know, but I do see it happening. But I just wonder like what is going to replace it, or if it's going to be replaced. You know, what if like Ian was saying, like what if people are just, I mean, Like, what if people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm done with social media? But then again,
The
like
move
what
on
Kobe
to
was saying,
Snapchat.
what Kobe was saying about how like people aren't going to just like stop that because of like convenience and all that stuff. So I just wonder like what is gonna be like the next thing?
Can everybody just
if there's gonna be a next thing?
Bleep.
Can everybody just leave Snapchat?
Honestly, like we're the
dumbest thing.
We're the kind of the problem because we're the ones that are using it. Like honestly, if people just didn't use it, then we wouldn't have an issue. But no one's gonna just stop using social media.
I don't use Snapchat.
Because one, people can make money off of it, and two, it's just something.
Do people live their lives off of like social
Yeah.
media?
Stupid.
But honestly, I feel like a lot of it is just like way too. Because I mean, how long have we really had social media?
Well, Instagram has been around for like 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like
say 2000
YouTube's been
something
around
when
since
MySpace.
2005.
yeah, I mean, like
When
all.
Is
MySpace started it.
pre-YouTube?
MySpace is
Ooh,
pre.
is it?
No,
Is it?
I think YouTube is
Around the same time, maybe.
around, and then MySpace.
Kofi, put up the statistics.
Yeah, I got to do some research on that.
Yeah,
But-
do it.
Here, Kofi, put up a random unrelated statistic of your own interest right here, right now.
Sure.
If you're watching, look at this now.
But like, I feel like a lot of the things that we're seeing now are just like so new in terms of like
Yeah, so we
our
have
daily
time.
experience. Like, 'cause we still don't know what social media is gonna do to society after like.
Destroy it.
I mean, again, like it's just way too close to call. Like you can't. I mean, sure, what's happening now is just like really chaotic, and but that's how everything is. For me, at least, I don't. What am I even trying to say here? With a lot of this stuff, like with social media, it's so chaotic right now because it's so new, and we're just now learning how to interact with people on the web, and of course, like everything starts out kind of ugly, and then everything kind of smooths out until it gets ugly again. So I feel this is just a new cycle that's beginning.
Dang, which means Instagram is going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, and because we still don't know if like the internet is just a bubble that's eventually just going to pop.
Yeah.
And we don't know how. And
I'm ready for the internet too.
And when we look back, it's gonna be. It's either gonna be over a long period, or it's just gonna seem like a blip in the events of in the events of history.
Blip.
And then after the internet, like, yo, dude, like this is actually like really fascinating. What does the world look like post internet?
You think the internet's
Zero
gonna
world?
go away?
I don't think it's gonna go away, but I think it's just gonna like transmute into something weird.
They're gonna replace oxygen with internet.
We're just gonna upload our consciousness to the internet.
Everyone's just gonna be
the singularity.
The stinking that word.
Yo, Kofi, put your flippers down. Put your flippers down. Seriously. I get scared.
Oh, flippers stink, guys. What if the gosh darn Atlanteans come up and that's the next war?
I do not want fish folk.
Oh, you're saying
coming to
that.
the zone for
That
sure.
is.
Listen, Kofi, that's pretty hypocritical when you just pulled out your flippers just a second ago.
Hey, these are mammalian flippers. I don't want no fish flippers.
Okay,
Disgusting.
you penguin.
You're disgusting. You disgust me.
Dave.
You're a pig.
Genetically altered animals. Which ones do you think are in the near future? Probably some bigger. Oh, what if they had some like solely meat animal that just tastes like the most ideal meat, and it's like a mix between cows, chickens, and pigs all together, and it's just one blobular, like
Just like a massive meat that grows
like a
endlessly.
massive meat animal with just like an orifice as a mouth, and
You just
a
feed it
little
stuff?
like a very basic digestive system, a tiny
I like
little
this.
peanut brain, 2 eyes, like just barely a face, and it produces waste somehow.
Oh boy, that sounds grotesque.
And we design them so we make sure they don't have feelings, and they're all for like, oh, this is the most optimized taste, this is the most optimized meat output. You only have to put in like just like corn, and it comes out as meat, and like it also is like covered in udders so it can produce milk too, and cheese and
That
everything.
is like the most. horrifying Orwellian.
But like they make that and then they don't tell anyone, and they're just like, guys, this is the new like crazy meat, and it's vegan friendly, and it's like it's great for the environment, and it's totally sourced well and everything. We just can't tell you what it's made out of. We're calling it glarb. And the animals, you think they don't have thoughts, but eventually, enough studies are done, and like people are like, whoa, where's this meat coming from? And then like, animal rights activists like get on it, and then like scientists figured out that like these things, they do have feelings, and they're actually very close to humans. Oh, we use human DNA to supplement the meat flavor ideal flavor output
Package.
and then you figure out that these things are learning. They're starting to become smarter than us, and then like giant meat blobs covered in udders and stuff, they can take over the world.
That
And like they're still blobby and weird and gross looking, and they make sounds like
Suffering humans.
So
they're big suffering blobs that want. I want to write a book.
dude,
Bro, write that book, man. Write that
The
book.
Glarb Uprising.
Then you've got like a Soylent Green situation that turns into a Terminator situation without the machines.
just meat, flesh walking around.
That's
terrorizing
nasty.
Humans.
I really think that's like the next step people would do in like animal testing and breeding and stuff, is like, let's make some meat factory. Ugh. Humans are gross.
I've thought of like what would happen if we understood.
Honey, did you buy the Glarb?
I've thought of
We're out of Glarb.
I've thought of what would happen if like we kind of came to an understanding of like neurology to a point where we could do human tests but just cancel out any kind of like feeling or any kind of like consciousness. So like you would grow a human body in like a little incubation tank or whatever, but it wouldn't develop a nervous system, and then you would just be able to like do the necessary thing to test whatever drug you wanted to test so that it wouldn't suffer. And then when you wanted to check, and then once you got all the data you needed to know how that drug affects every other part of the body except for the neurological system, you would then just have the neurological system develop on its own, test the drug on it, and see how it affects the neurological system, and then just integrate everything together. And I wonder if if that would ever be considered ethical.
No.
But like, what is the basis of ethics if like you're just trying to minimize human harm? Or like
I don't
the
know.
harm of
People
other
are becoming
sentient
more
beings?
soulless nowadays, that's for sure. So probably eventually it'll be okay. But no, if you're growing like a human-looking human that you're just trying to cut off parts from, but it can't feel pain, that's still a human person. They just been born wrong. That's just.
But I've always been interested in like.
That's worse than Glarbs, dude.
It's worse.
Like you're pretty demented in the head.
Yeah, maybe.
Need a cup of Glarb milk. Calm
This
me
is gonna
down.
cancel you 9 years from now.
Yeah, whatever.
Kofi Styles is canceled. So Nano, I was thinking, since you're a fashion head, like kind of a fashion freak, like kind of a
I'm not, but okay.
a gross, disgusting fashion lord.
Okay, that's not true.
What do you think the future of fashion is? I mean, it's a travesty right now, but do you think it's
I
gonna?
don't think it's a travesty.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think you're definitely wrong
some
about that. Yeah, but
questionable-
go ahead. Yeah.
There's definitely some questionable designs, but I mean, I think for the future, I think really now with fashion, they're just gonna go back. I mean, they're going back.
Yep.
Till, like they went back with the '90s, but then they just morphed it into like a new, kind of like a neo '90s, I guess.
Neo
Fashion.
90s.
We need
like I think with fashion, they're just gonna go back. They're gonna take styles from like different periods of time. There might even be like a, I don't know, like a.
Ooh, like a neo
Israelite,
Egyptian.
like a Israelite kind of
That's what I was.
sense.
That's what I'm hoping for. Is I want
It's just
freak
sackcloth.
like Like, that's kind of the most ideal clothing because it just breathes. It's simple to put on,
then again,
easy to accessorize.
It was made in that period or that
and
area.
it should be brought back again.
But the thing is, like
But that
that might not.
in
The world, like that applied to the Israelites living in Israel. You know, so like
the Aztecs
that
were
won't.
wearing
That probably
something
won't suffice for like people like in Ghana. Well, actually, who knows? Actually, it could.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Depends.
Could we like bring back, like Native American clothes and it not be, cultural appropriation? Because it was just,
happen.
it was
Native
just
Americans didn't. I mean, they were
no,
clothes,
like
but...
I mean, I want some moccasins and like leather pants and whatnot, deerskin
But like,
shades.
but like with like clothes, I feel like they develop as like is needed. So the reason why they used a bunch of deer skins is because that was what was available to them.
Why can't we start farming deer? Dude, cut that out. Cut that out.
Why can't we start farming deer? You say?
Deer.
I don't know, because because a lot of times like a lot of animals are just really difficult to domesticate. Like you can domesticate a cow, just push it over, and then like steal it, or like you can like wait what? Or you can like take a bunny and like breed it so that its children are like almost like what's the Flemish rabbit?
Flemish.
Yeah, like the large Flemish things. I'll
Put up a picture.
Yeah, I'll throw up an image. They look horrifying.
Wow, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Ew!
Quite. Yeah, but like some animals are just like really difficult to domesticate. But
like this guy.
Yeah.
Put up a picture of a sick person also when we were making this. Those noises.
I'll find the best image I can.
I'm just gonna put you to work as the editor.
Oh yeah. Just like
that's fun.
Grind my gears.
Make something happen right
now.
now.
I don't care what it is. put up a impossible shape right here. No, not there. Here. Got it. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know where clothes are gonna go, because I feel like we have to. Everything is just gonna go through a neo phase, like Nano said, like with neo '90s, like Neon Genesis, like a new beginning. And
yeah,
like everything
I think we should all join the neo '90s.
Yeah,
movement.
We're gonna have a neo '90s. We're gonna have a neo '70s. Then
neo '60s.
Yeah.
Like what you were wearing. Oh wait, you guys didn't see that. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys aren't in the loop. You're not cool enough.
Sorry.
Global cooling will be the thing after global warming.
Mike probably couldn't even hear what you said just now, Nana. So joke's on you.
Can we have global tepidness, like global room temperature?
That'd be
where the whole world just becomes just one average uniform temperature.
A lot of things will have to melt first,
and a lot of people become just like very slightly irritated. They're like, "Ugh, can we just turn this down just
a tad?"
It's like 77. I want it 75.
We just need like one big old air conditioning unit for the year.
Yeah,
who on earth is gonna pay for that, Kofi?
All the governments of all the cities.
Oh yeah, good luck.
It's gonna be part of our tax.
Someone's gonna miss it. Someone's gonna miss the bill, and then the entire world is going to stink and suffer for it.
Who's gonna shut the AC off?
Everybody's complaining about the darn
be...
polar bears
Who's
dying.
gonna be the one to be like,
but polar bears are the ones that are killing.
Who are they killing, Ian?
They're Canadians first off, and then also
Canadians.
All the
polar bears.
Stop!
Canada.
Stop!
Hey! Oh! Stop! Please!
Oh, that's not.
Hold on, hey, stop that.
I'm sorry.
No.
Bro.
Canadians are great. I actually want to go to Canada.
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 My cousin's from Canada, man. She might get offended.
Dude, seriously, stop.
We went to a red meat house.
Dude.
Like, they had some of the best roast beef and like this really nice meal of like fries, I think cheese and gravy. It's a very fattening. I would not recommend if you're trying to go on a diet, but it was pretty nice.
Diets don't work.
Yeah, the American diet is way better. Yeah.
Eat different, change your lifestyle, work out more.
What is the next what's the next like major species that you guys think is gonna go extinct?
Ooh, yeah.
I would love if birds went extinct.
Dude,
None of
birds
us hates
will not go
birds.
extinct.
I would love
Not as a bird
birds.
murderer.
Kofi, put up a
birds
picture.
go extinct.
Never mind. I was gonna tell you to put up a picture of every bird.
That's gonna be a feat.
I just want
Put up
them
a picture
all-
I'll
of
put up a
feet.
few.
Put up a picture of some feet.
Bird feet.
Nice.
God, they look terrible.
They look amazing. No meat on those.
Yeah, like I'm I'm thinking like maybe elephants. No, rhinos.
Yeah.
The what is it, like the white or black rhinos of,
I think it's the white one.
yeah, like I mean, like they've only got like what, one member left of the species. They're definitely gonna go, and then everyone's gonna cry about it, and then I don't know if that's gonna be a wake up call, because nobody really like all the necessary people that would be able to stop this problem don't care enough. So it's like they're gonna die regardless, despite all the best efforts. And it's
Well,
like,
dude, if everybody just started being vegan, none of the rhinos would die.
Yeah, because they're dying because they're being eaten.
Dude, literally, we only can save the world by going vegan. It works, trust me. And it's, like, probably good for you.
it's good for you, but it's definitely not gonna make a dent into what governments and corporations would be able to do if they actually stepped up to do anything. Do you guys think that smoking is ever going to become illegal?
Well,
I mean, they're taking it off of Netflix. That's pretty strange. Things.
Smoking's like already such a widespread thing, and it's like
Yeah, but they're still
legit addicting.
I mean, everyone already
It's like
knows
you can't
that it's
really-
why don't
bad.
you just stop? It's
Everyone
so
knows that
addicting.
it's
I don't know
bad.
why they haven't made it illegal. Actually, like if they make
Because
other
of money.
I feel
Other
like it
forms
just would
of-
be too much of a bother to like go through and get all the people that are smoking and just be like, "Hey, stop that!" And they're just like, "I don't want to." And then you
A lot of
gotta
people
like
would go to
find a way to
jail.
make them.
a lot of people go to jail if they made if they make smoking cigarettes illegal because of the nicotine. Because, I mean, they're addicted. So literally now, like, they have to illegally buy, you
The
know, tobacco.
But it's like so many, like it's like a legitimate industry. So how do you delegitimize an industry that has been running for like hundreds of years?
Tax them out the wazoo.
Uh,
Tax them out the wazoo, and that's why they still got it to begin with, because they can tax them out the wazoo.
But I mean, it's still a
They-
booming industry.
It's all about money, Kofi.
money.
We'll kill all the hedgehogs to make money.
That is a.
I think
excellent
that
movie.
stinking eventually the humans are gonna die out from a.
Can we give a shout out to the Hedgehogs movie on Netflix?
Please, can we please give a
Oh,
shout
Kofi,
out?
put up the poster.
Kofi, put up the
Dude.
poster for Hedgehogs.
Guys, let me tell you
Put a li-
something.
put a little
This
clip.
is the future of movies.
Put
right here.
Put a little clip
Right
in.
there.
If you've got
That is legitimately the best. Not kidding. The best. This is official. The best movie.
Butterboy's stamp of approval,
Butterboy
yes.
stamp of approval.
the first
best.
and only film to receive such.
Yeah.
The best movie. Yeah, definitely I've ever seen. Yep.
Yeah. It's truly a gem. Truly a magnificent.
I'm just gonna say,
Oscar-worthy.
go watch it if you have Netflix. If not, go pirate it. It's a great movie. It's
Do not,
worth it.
Condone illegal activity.
I do for this one. This
is Coliseum
is it.
Forest.
Coliseum Forest. It. Make
Can't
sure you
just
get the
kidnap
dubbed
her.
one.
What she wants to.
Make
No,
sure
She wants to leave.
She wants to leave, so it's not kidnapping. I know that. All right.
it's.
I can't kidnap her. What?
It is a Chinese animated
I
movie
thought you were my friend.
that has been
Why wouldn't you let me do this?
that has been dubbed over by the voices of Smosh's Anthony Padilla and Ian Hecox, also featuring the voices of Chevy Chase,
Oh,
John
it's tradition.
Heder,
I don't know.
Heder, and some others that are actually like decently paid actors in this Chinese overdub movie that is officially on Netflix, and it's just a wild ride.
It gets into some really weird thematics about like
Just
pride
amazing.
and like racial pride, having pride in one's spikes. It's really strange.
It's amazing.
And like about like
probably the best.
Yeah.
Definitely the best
Most
movie.
movies just try to stick with like one or two plots. This one gets
Has a
like
few. Has a few.
at least
Maybe
a
switches
solid
between
so
seven.
five,
And that's
five
what
to
makes
seven
it
plots.
so good. So ambitious. I give it a decent to light 9.
I give it like all the stars in the galaxy. It's
Yep.
that good.
Yeah.
That is a lot of
Too much to contain.
I'd give it. Yeah, everything you just said. But
Ian
like, times 28.
gives it a golden yeah.
Yeah, give it a golden yeah.
We
yeah.
each give it our own personalized rating system. Ian gives it a golden yeah.
Yeah.
Nana gives it 9 blonde hairs out of 10. Kofi gives it all 5 of his thumbs up.
Plus his
You give
one
it all
finger.
of your babies.
All the baby.
Man, I just want a future where the movies are that good. Like, what do you think the American movie market's still just going to be more sequels and remakes
dude,
and
yes.
live action remakes still for like the
That-
next 5 years? Because that's seeming like what our generation of movies is going to be.
Everything's
like,
just a
there's black and
nostalgia
white
trip.
movies, and then there was cool 70s movies and 80s little happy doofy comedies, and then 90s rom-coms, and then 2000s crappy movies, and then now it's superhero movies, live action remakes, and reboots and sequels.
There was that period of a few years where like
Remember when the people like made stuff?
like half the movies that would come out each year were like adaptations of like
Books.
young adult
Yeah,
novels
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
That was a terrible,
Yeah.
terrible
with like
phase.
a bunch
Hunger
of
Games,
a bunch of like
Twilight.
little
The only good
a bunch
one-
of little like teenagers and young adults that go and rebel against the
Some
government
government, yeah.
that is
The on-
full of only adults, and
Yeah.
they're just like, you guys are wrong. And
Kids
it's
are
always,
right because we know better.
It's
And, like, they're
always
just-
set in a dystopian future. And
You
like,
adults are trying to rule our lives.
There's a stinking.
Stop.
There's a hot boy,
I'm not
a deceptively
afraid.
shy chick that has no like grit to her really. The only good
grit.
the only good like YA novel adaptation was like The Hunger Games. I thoroughly enjoy those movies. Like they're pretty sick.
That was the.
I enjoyed the
spark
first
that,
lit
one that
rebellion.
lit the rebellion
That
of,
would tear
of
the
all
First
of
Order
these
down.
films,
Yeah.
which was ironic.
Yeah, but like now everything just is a reboot,
Kinda has
and
some
everything is owned by
long elbow
Disney.
skin.
Disney literally has cornered the entire movie market. Pretty much like all the movies that are coming out in the next year or so are going to be owned by Disney, because they own Fox now, so now they can have all their
Disney's
properties.
the X-Men. Disney's Frozen.
Disney's-
Disney's Marvel.
Disney's
Medea.
Transformer.
Disney's Transformers.
the moment they own Medea, I'm literally not only watching A24 films.
That's the thing. Like
Disney's
a lot of the
A24.
movies that are original are like these art house films that are not appropriate.
Stink
You
off.
think eventually Disney will buy DC too, and
Oh my
then
Lord,
they'll
if
start
they do.
making movies that are not bad?
Dude, like I honestly like I can't.
You probably ticked off some.
I think it just opened up that can of worms.
Here's World War III starting now.
Sour gummy.
Micah is canceled.
Oh,
Oh
Going
no!
with what you were saying, Kofi.
Oh no!
Yeah, like I mean, like it's just like with all the stuff that Disney owns, like they are a bona fide monopoly, and it's just like again, like our systems just do not work against the ideals that they have set forth. They allow monopolies to form, and they're just like, and it's like you can't really
Disney's
do much about it.
monopoly.
imagine if all of Hollywood was a shared universe, and then we have like we have a Stuart Little reboot, and then like we see Stuart.
yes,
we see
live
Stuart.
action Stuart
Could you guys
Little.
imagine
Stuart
Stuart?
Little as
Hey,
Captain
shut up! Could you guys? Could you guys imagine stinking Stuart Little and Medea teaming up with the Avengers to take down Galactus?
Oh my goodness!
Medea would like, oh jeez, I don't even know what happened.
She just would make a bunch of jokes
That's
about
what everything
that
movies
center
are now.
around
It's
the
just
fact that
references.
she's a black woman, and that's the joke.
Yikes!
Ha,
Yikes!
Kind of offensive. Yeah.
it's true though. Tyler Perry's a hack. I'm sorry.
Kofi, take that out if you
No.
want to. I'll
No,
leave it up to you.
It's factual.
All right.
Satisfactual. Everything is satisfactual.
What about music? What's the future of music?
Eventually, we will run out of music.
What? That doesn't even make any sense.
Yep.
I think we'll reach the pinnacle of experimentalism, and some guy will just release a 45-minute album that's just white noise, and then everyone will be like,
happened.
"Oh,
He's figured it out.
Has that already happened?"
Everybody
surprised.
that's the thing is
White
everybody already experimented with music in like the last 2 centuries, and so now all we got is like the bottom of the barrel of what is possible with music. Everything that is possible has already been done, and so people now got
I disagree, bro.
I haven't heard that one.
I want to hug you.
You're only talking about what's on the radio though. Like there's tons of like music that we haven't
Radio
even like
is trash. Do not listen to the radio.
like dude like there's
You've got
tons
it right
of like
there.
really intriguing
Official
albums.
stamp of disapproval from Nane
No!
Styles. Do not listen to the radio.
It's garbage.
Let's go, boys. We can cancel the radio. Let's go.
Cancel the radio.
We're
Let's
taking the
get rid of
airways
it.
back, baby.
Broadcasting live on BB Network.
We're gonna stink and become corrupt after a few years.
Yo, the
Butter
money.
Boys is gonna be
Butter
the
Boys
only
go
thing
corrupt.
playing on every station.
Then we're gonna be Disney.
Oh man.
And then people are gonna be like, I mean, I guess it's funny. I just kind of don't get it, but
Yeah, that Micah guy doesn't really talk much. I don't like him.
But
Yeah.
They're gonna
keep
find
listening.
a tweet that Micah did like 10 years ago.
They're gonna find something that Ian said that's definitely gonna get us canceled.
They're probably gonna find something
What do
Ian said like recently on the show.
well, I can't help it.
if my
They're
editing
gonna stink and,
fails.
they're gonna get upset at Ian for making people upset. They're gonna get mad at Nana because he sits 11 feet away from his mic. They're gonna get mad at me because I don't talk enough, and then they're gonna get upset with Kofi because he uses too many big words that they don't understand.
Just use
Like-
a dictionary. It's not hard.
Who wants to watch?
Oh, and now they're gonna get mad because you just called them
ignorant.
ignoramus.
You're all dummies.
Who's gonna pull out a
I'm no
dictionary
smarter
while
than
they're
any
on
of
the
you.
podcast?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
so that
required
was-
to,
You're gonna
to
miss
listen
all the topics.
I do it.
Kofi would do it.
So
you
if I
should
would do it, everyone else should.
It's required you get a bachelor degree batch.
Okay,
Batch.
I'm gonna
King
put this
batch.
out here right now. The reason why I am the way I am is not because I went to college. I've always been this pedantic. I was a
Pedantic.
I was a total nerd in school,
All right.
elementary school.
Uh-huh.
That's just how I am.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with my education. I just read a lot.
Kofi's dad.
This information has been redacted. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah,
Cut that
it
out.
doesn't matter.
Cut it out.
I
Cut
don't
it
need
out.
anybody knowing my personal life.
Okay, they don't know it's yours too. Just because you guys are brothers.
Everybody knows we're
The
brothers.
first episode we introduced that we're brothers.
I wouldn't remember that. The first episode was made about a year ago.
Was it? Dude, where's the anniversary?
Oh, dang, that's a good question.
What are we gonna do for that? We probably could just do. Can we do a face reveal?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Wait, Ian, you did a drawing of us.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we got to make that the official art for. Yeah,
It has to be a secret. Kofi, cut that out.
Oh,
cut it
okay.
out.
You
Cut
gotta
it
get
out.
all this right here.
Edit out the whole podcast, Kofi. Just put in this.
Mike could cut that up and make a song.
I could try.
Oh, he's not gonna do that.
It's
I'm
gonna
not
take him
gonna
5
do it.
years to do it.
He's not gonna do that.
Yo, Mike is the kind of guy that would like go disappear for like
What's-
17 years after making like one like super underground experimental noise record, and he'd come back and like people would just be like, "Dude, what is this?" And he'd just like say, "Hi, I'm back on Twitter,"
Hey,
and just like
what's
disappear
up?
for the next like 20 years.
Mike is the
You
kind of
freaking
guy
made
to
this?
literally shrink himself down to a molecular level to live amongst the dust mites and start a little farm.
You sound like Ed from Ed and Eddie.
He is Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Start a little farm.
Oh, man.
Ankles.
What a bleak, disgusting future.
Here, Kofi, say something right now, and I'll make a song out of it for you to use in this episode.
The future might seem bleak, but sometimes it's better than you thought it would be.
Wow. That is a future that I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of a future with more Butter Boys in it. Man, I wish that someday that they would have some sort of merchandise so they could make money and then I would buy it. Wouldn't you say all? Crowd of young folk? Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening to this amazing episode of the Butter Boys podcast. Hope you guys are listening and tuning in and having a good time. We're just like we are.